What's up? I just had a really strong urge to do an update video. And I don't mean to offend. I'm probably gonna title it something like if you wanted one or if you cared. I don't mean that disrespectfully. What I mean is there are people that have cared a great deal about what's been going on with me. There's some people that have helped me. There are some people that have prayed for me. And I'm kind of talking to those people. If life has been crazy for you and too crazy for you to keep track of what's going on with me, I totally get it. It's no hard feelings. But I do want to update the people that have kind of been like rallying around me for a long time. And I have to do these like when I really feel like it, because it's tough to do them. It's tough to do them because I'm a person that loves to give great news all the time, right? I love to give great news. Like I love it. I think it's part of my calling. But I say part of my calling in life because like I really think that my full calling is to share, what's going on, good or bad. And so I just want to give an update about this past season, right? And I'm gonna do it in under 10 minutes, and it's gonna be quick. And I promise that it's not all gonna suck. There's just a lot that's been going on, right? And you may or may not know, like November 3rd, 2020, I had a knee surgery to fix a meniscus tear, and it's just pretty much gone downhill since then. I don't have a ton of good updates. I really want to, but it's been what I am not being shy about calling the hardest season of my life. Now, I can say that. I can say that with my head held high. I can say that with my shoulders back. I can say that in a purple room with a Pink Floyd t-shirt right now because it has by far been the hardest season of my life. But, if you're walking downtown and the sun goes back behind a building, or you're at the beach and the sun ducks behind a cloud, you don't wonder if the sun's still there. And the same way, I have gotten the shivers. I have gotten cold in that shadow. I have cried more than I've ever cried in my whole life. I have felt more physical pain than I thought I could even handle or make it through. My whole life has been turned upside down. But it's just the sun behind behind a cloud or the sun behind a building for me. And that's why I talked to my aunt the other day and she was like, "Well, you sound good." And that to me is it's not a compliment to me, it's a compliment to the fact that I know the sun is still shining. I know that God's still faithful. I know that everything's going to be okay. But I've been stuck in this shadow for a minute. And so I wanted to update some people because there's a lot of big people that have been praying for me. And I talked to another friend of mine the other day, and she knows that I have some big doctor's appointments coming up this week. And she said, "You don't have to update me. Don't worry about it. It's don't worry about it." I said, "But I do have to update you because personally, I know that it's not a prereq for offering prayer for somebody or offering to help somebody, but I really, really want to give updates. I really want to say, hey, if you've walked into this space, my aunt told me that she's like had people go like praying for me at another church in Florida that I don't even know about. My mom has done the same thing. She's texted prayer chains. She's snapshotted my emails, like with very graphic details about pain and what's going on with me physically, and she sent them to my siblings so that they could pray. And I want to give an update, and I want to keep people abreast as to what's going on because I really do feel like there is I want to be accountable to people that are walking with me in this time. And to be honest with you, even if you're not, I literally don't have any hard feelings for anybody that hasn't called or texted or be like, "I meant to," or "I was just thinking about you the other day." Like those things you have to understand. I've been guilty of all those things. I've been guilty of having someone pass through my mind and then not texting them a lot in my life. And it's really taken me a lot to practice doing it, and I still fail a lot. So I want to make sure that I strip down sometimes the guilt that can come with not checking in or whatever it is, because like I don't feel that. I don't carry around that with me. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had the capacity to. I have had to very strategically limit my intake from the world. Like I'm not scrolling nearly as much because I've really just had to like make sure that I can make it, through this season with everything going on. And I said I wasn't gonna cry, so I'm not. But I told myself I wasn't gonna cry. I cry all the time. So it's, for this update, I don't want to. For this update, I want it to be very clear that like my faith is unraveled. Very clear that it has been very hard. But some things that are going on with me, I still cannot walk. I have to use crutches everywhere. I said I wasn't gonna cry. I just do. I have to use them all the time. And that's been almost 6.5 months now. It feels like there is a double-sided ice pick in my knee when I put weight on it. So it's just not something I can do right now. And so, things that I miss taking a shower without a shower seat. I miss standing and cooking in my in my kitchen. I hate. I only notice this when I have Hannah here, but sometimes it hurts so bad that I'm audibly like, oh, and I hate that because that means that I actually am passing on pain to my kid, and that's just tough. So it's tough. But here's the things, and I'm just gonna get off that topic because if I go too far into accounting the things that I miss, I can't sit for more than an hour and a half because my sciatica is so bad if I sit for more than an hour and a half or so, I may not be able to walk for like 2 or 3 days at a time. So it's really interesting. About 70% of the time I have to lay down, which doesn't do a lot of great things for your mental capacity. But it's just the sun going behind a cloud. You know what I'm saying? Sun is still shining. Sun is still pointed at me. There's just a cloud, And so, but I got some things going on this week that I could use prayer for. I have something called a genicular nerve block happening on Tuesday morning, where they're going to deaden the nerves, like 3 nerves in my knee, and see if that helps with some of the pain. If it does help, they'll go in and they'll do something called RFA, which is like they'll basically kill those nerves. So I'm hoping that maybe around the epicenter we'll get some relief. I also am having this really bad sciatica, so I'm going for a MRI on Thursday for my lower spine to see if maybe there's something pinching something somewhere and it's causing it for me to not be able to sit. And so all of those things, both of those procedures, they're going to be putting me under for. So pray for that. That's nerve-wracking to get put under multiple times in a week. Pray that there's some relief there. But honestly, my biggest prayer is just for provision. And I'm not talking about just money, right? I need God to provide me with like the ability to make it through this season better than when I started. Better than when I was healthy before, and I felt like the wind was at my back, and I was traveling to El Salvador, and I was serving everywhere. My heart just longs for that back. I long for serving people, and so pray for the provision of me to be able to get back to serving people at that capacity with that kind of energy, and that's what I need right now. I just want His will to be done, and I have complete faith. But that's my update. I'm still going through it, and my faith isn't shaken whatsoever. I promise. I know that He is at work in the biggest way He's ever been at work in my life, and just pray for provision. That's what I need now. Thank you for watching. I love y'all. Peace.